To build on your drawing skills. So you're going to produce 3 logos for a Mars mission. The first logo you do, we want you to copy R1 exactly. So this is a test in how accurate you can be. So the reason we're doing this, we're going to build on your knowledge of using construction lines. Remember, those were the really faint lines we used to set things out. We want you to work on your accuracy as well. So we're going to be giving you some specific dimensions for the grid to set out. If you remember, we talked about the graduated tone. So if you can see, this is the first logo you're going to be producing. I want you to practice bringing your graduated tone through here. And like I say, 3 logos you're going to produce. I've done 2 here. So this is my second logo, and each one's going to be a development of the other one. If you remember back to our design process, a really key part of this is developing an idea at this early stage of a design. So we come up with the best design we can, and if we were in business, the ones that got the greatest success of commercial success. Now, I'm going to show you a video now of me drawing this, but these are the dimensions that I want you to set out. So you can always flip back to this. So you're going to draw 2 horizontal but parallel lines that are 30 millimeters. So that's 3 centimeters. So in engineering, in design, we should be working in millimeters or meters, not centimeters. But so 30 millimeters, then 35, you're going to leave a small gap here, about 2 to 3 millimeters, but I don't mind if you don't measure that. 25 millimeters, 25 millimeters, 25 millimeters. And this is how we're going to neatly lay out the letters, and we're going to have the same lettering for each of us. Now, when you draw this, what you should be doing is having the phone next to you. So the phone runs, you should be pausing it or flipping back to get the dimensions. So take it a stage at a time. Don't just watch the video and go off and do it. Watch the video, pause it, make sure you're doing it properly. Okay. And remember, do a few practice lines like we did before. When we start off, just do some straight lines just to warm yourself up a bit. Okay, so I'm going to run the video now on drawing this out. So it doesn't matter what sort of ruler you've got, as long as it's got some sort of measurements on it. So I'm going to start with a horizontal line. Now I'm going to measure 30 millimeters down, if you remember. So 1, 2, 3 centimeters, 30 millimeters. And the same on the other side. 30 millimeters down, and a second horizontal line. So what we have now is 2 accurately laid out parallel lines. Remember the definition of a parallel line. Ones that don't get further apart or closer together. Now just pick a point to start. You don't have to measure that, but start somewhere on the left hand side. Now I want you to get that line nice and vertical, so that's at a right angle to the line above it. Now there's different ways of setting it out. You can just guess it, or I'm going to show you, because I'm using a set square here. Remember, in DT, when we're marking out, we use a tri-square. In drawing, we use a set square. But they both do the same job. They can both mark out at 90 degrees. Now, with the one I've got here, because it's see-through, it's a lot easier to use. And you can see the line. I'm going to hover the mouse over here. So this line here and these grids, I'm lining that up with the horizontal line here to help me get this laid out nice and neatly. Now these lines here are our faint construction lines. Don't try and skip this stage, and don't just try and rush through it. You won't get the result you're after. Now accuracy is incredibly important to everything we do in design and engineering, and in fact pretty much in life. If you can't build something accurately, if you can't measure out ingredients accurately, you're not going to do that well at whatever you do. So if you think about it, who are you most likely to pay more money to? The person who can be accurate, or the person who just rushes the job? So be the person who gets paid more money. Okay, what I'm doing now is just very faintly sketching out the M for Mars. What I'm also doing is I'm just putting little dots. I really should have filmed this from the other side. Well, I'm just putting sort of dots. So I'm getting a little tiny dot so I know where the line's going to. Remember, you need a nice sharp pencil. Don't be scared. Get yourself a pencil sharpener. You can do this in pen as well. I normally draw in biro, to be honest. I prefer it. now I've got that laid out, I'm going to go over. Now at this point, I've sped the video up, so it's going to race through now. Do not try and draw as quick as we draw in this video. Now what I'm trying to do is these whips here should be standard the whole way through. Remember, sketch it out, I make plenty of mistakes, then come back over them. You don't have to rub out every single line, just rub out the ones that your eye's drawn to. And then I want you to bring your graduated tone into this. So again, pencil going in one direction. Don't be fooled, remember the video's been sped right up. Now I also want you to draw a little spaceship into this. So, sketching it out. Remember, you don't have to get it perfect first time. I've made loads of mistakes in this. It's just I made them faintly and then I went over and over them. So the first thing you're going to do is everybody is going to draw this exact logo. Then I want you to redraw it 3 times. So you'll end up with a total of 3 logos. Every time you draw the lettering, you must set out these boxes for the lettering to fit into. I'm going to flip back to the other screen in a moment just to remind you of the measurements. But each time I want you to make at least one change to it. So it might be that you change the spaceship. It might be that you change the style of the lettering. So if I just pop back to my example here, on the second one, I've left these little gaps in my lettering. I want to make it look a bit more futuristic. And I've added my design of Mars rover on this one. Maybe I could add a planet, a star constellation, think about different styles of lettering. So remember, the key to success here is starting out with this grid. Should be drawn faintly, not heavily, and it needs to be accurate. If you get this accurate, everything else is going to fit into place. If this isn't accurate, then you've already set off to fail. Okay, good luck with that. We look forward as usual to seeing your designs. So some great work came in last week on your Mars bases. I know a few people have started building them as well, so that's another extension. If you want to, have a go at building yourself your Mars base you designed. Or to be honest, as you design it, if it comes out totally different, go with that as well. But whatever you create, take a photo and send it in. Okay, good luck, and we look forward to seeing everything.